Good evening. There is a peace agreement to report tonight, a peace agreement that could be very bad news for the U.S. war against terrorism. Militants in a lawless region of Pakistan have reached an agreement with Pakistan's government that effectively gives them free rein in their own territory without having to worry about attack. Waziristan is a mountainous area of Pakistan on the border with Afghanistan where pro-Taliban fighters operate and where they may even be sheltering Osama bin Laden. Our chief investigative reporter, Brian Ross, is joining us. Brian?
Charlie, in effect, the Pakistani government said today as long as bin Laden and the Taliban promise to behave, they can stay in Pakistan and will not be taken into custody. The peace deal, signed in a town already ruled by the Taliban's harsh laws, means the Pakistani army will no longer come into North Waziristan and will return captured Taliban weapons and prisoners.
What it means is that the Taliban and the Al-Qaeda leadership have effectively carved out a sanctuary inside Pakistan.
For the past 5 years, the Pakistani army has been the only force in northern Waziristan making any attempt to go after Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. Today's deal comes after a series of humiliating defeats for Pakistani troops there. And it comes just 6 months after President Bush said Pakistani President Musharraf was committed to victory against terrorists.
We're not going to back down in the face of these killers. We'll fight this war, and we will win this war together.
But under today's agreement, even Osama bin Laden would not face capture if he agrees to live, quote, a peaceful life. I talked by phone with Pakistani Army spokesman Major General Shaukat Khan.
So he wouldn't be taken into custody, he'd stay there?
No, as long as one is staying like a peaceful citizen, one would not be taken into custody. One has to stay like a peaceful citizen and not allowed to participate in any kind of terrorist activity.
They're throwing in the towel, they're giving Al-Qaeda and the Taliban a blank check and saying essentially, please make yourselves at home in the tribal areas.
Pakistan signed a similar deal 2 years ago with militants in southern Waziristan who broke their word to refrain from violence almost immediately. Charlie?
All right, Brian, it's an interesting peace agreement here, and this cannot be good news for the president. Just today, in another speech outlining his plan for combating terrorism, Mr. Bush said, and this is a quote, "We're working with friends and allies to deny the terrorists the enclaves they seek."